over the road with him for a weekend. He was a truck driver. And I did. This is around the time that I was dancing. There was this one guy who would come to the club probably every Saturday or Sunday. He was a truck driver. He told me in the conversation that we had when he ended up buying me a double shot of Hennessy one day. So when he came to the club this one week, he told me, I'll pay you $1,500 if you come on the road with me for a weekend. So I was like, $1,500, make it $1,750, and I do. And he did. So he ended up giving me half the money. He said, I'll give you the rest of the money when you hop on the road with me. So I was like, shit, why not? Okay. So I ended up telling him that he was going to have to pay my mama to babysit my baby for me. And he asked me how much to pay my mama. And I told him he had to give my mama $250. So I ended up asking my mama if she'd be willing to watch my baby for the weekend for $250. And she said, yeah. I drove my baby in my car to my mama's, and I told him to come and pick me up from my mama's house because that's where I'll be leaving my car for the weekend. He came and picked me up. He had a big ass Ford F-150. He came and picked up, and we ended up going to the place where he, get his rig from or whatever. And we ended up hopping on the road. As soon as we hopped on the road, as soon as I seen that welcome to Mississippi sign, I ended up telling him, I want my fucking money. So he started laughing. He tell me, girl, you gonna get your money. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing to you. So I'm like, Boom. As we driving on the road, we was driving, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours. And I was tired, so I decided to go to the back of the rig and go to sleep in the bed that he had. So I ended up waking up. He was listening to some R&B. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. So I went back up there and sat on the seat with him. He ended up asking me, was I hungry? I told him, yeah. We stopped, pulled over, and we got something to eat, and he hopped back on the road. Now, as we done eating our food or whatever, keep in mind, he eating and drinking. I don't think he's supposed to, but he would. When we stopped eating or whatever, I got tired and the bitch got the ice. I went back to the back and laid down. By the time I ended up waking back up, we was like an hour away from South Carolina. So he ended up unbuttoning his pants while he was driving and asked me, could I suck? I'm like, do what? He asked me, could I suck? And keep in mind, he was a nice looking truck driver, older man. So I ended up going over there on his side of the seat. And I did what was asked. So I ended up, don't care what you call it. Let me get the rest of my mind. He ended up.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. And for all you who have been lately supporting my channel, even on behalf of you who have been with me since day one, supporting and following my channel since day one, I thank you so much for the support. Anyways, and so far in this here reel, this here TikTok reel, this here goes to show you how far some modern women will go. For all you who may feel like I generalize modern women too much, because this here female happens to clearly be somewhere around, I would say 40s. I could be wrong though, she could be a tad bit younger. Anyways, this here, after listening to this TikTok so far, it just goes to show you not only how far, what desperate measures some modern women will usually settle for and take, but how some just don't value themselves. Some have absolutely no self-respect for them at all. And what makes matters even worse is that this here modern lady happens to be a mother at that. Although she dropped her kid off to her mom's house just so she could be able to spend time, get on the road with go on the road with some strange man who, for all she knew, could have been a kidnapper, in spite of how good looking she said he appeared to be. And I could tell by how she kept on requesting money. She, for the most part, solicited herself throughout the whole entire road trip that she's nothing but a whore, a prostitute. No matter how innocent she tries to show herself or come across, she's a prostitute on all levels. Because what woman do you know when a whole lot of respect for herself would have settled for this measure, would have degraded herself and proudly degraded herself? As you can see, she had a big smile on her face throughout the whole entire post. Not only that, but I could tell that she is possibly a weed smoker. I wouldn't be surprised if she probably does other kind of drugs, if she may specifically pop pills as well, just judging by the lips. It's no telling during the whole trip with all kinds of drugs that she was probably offered as well. I guarantee you that she probably was taking some kind of narcotic throughout the whole trip. And on behalf of how she said she used to be, judging from my understanding, if I was listening clearly enough, she used to be an exotic dancer as well. This also goes to show you how there are some women who are mothers who just look at having a child as an easy or extra source of income, who don't really have any intentions on being moms. They just look at, once again, being mothers as an easy hustle, especially if the guy is no longer in the kid's life or lives. They just look at collecting child support in some cases as the ultimate hustle, the ultimate come up. Anyways,
going in his wallet, and he gave me the rest of my money. And he actually gave me a couple extra hundreds on top of it. We ended up making it to South Carolina. He ended up picking up the load. He ended up dropping it off in North Carolina. He also had a load to pick up in North Carolina, but there was a little standby wait time. And what we do on that standby wait time, he ended up hitting it from the back, in the back of the rig, in the bed that he had back there. So when we ended up sitting back down, he done picked up the load from North Carolina. Finally, we headed back to Memphis. In my mind, I'm wondering, did this man just pay me to be a weekend prostitute? Did he just pay me $1,700 to sleep with me while we was on this road? On the way back to me, we made way more stops than we did when we was going. So he did clap some cheeks a few more times, as well. When we ended up getting back home, I ended up counting my money, and he ended up giving me a total of about $2,000 for a 2-day weekend.